Hey everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I am TruthSeeker. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. And if you're new, please consider subscribing and leaving a comment letting me know what you think about the topic and all of that. But make sure to keep it positive. So far, I've had nothing but positive comments, so I'm grateful to you guys for that. No witness trolls have been on the channel apparently because they're not saying anything crazy. So anyway, the reason why I came on today is just to talk a little bit more about my story. Now, eventually, you guys, I'm going to talk about why I actually left. It wasn't what many of the XJWs on YouTube talk about. It wasn't anything like they just, had some doubts or anything like that. It was a totally different situation. And for me, it's pretty emotional. So I'm going to wait to talk about that because I'm just not ready yet. So my situation is like more so, why didn't I go back rather than why did I leave? Okay, at least for now. And so, what I want to say to you is this: it's very difficult learning that what we thought was the truth was not the truth. That's a very difficult place to be. So, as far as why I didn't go back, it was many times that I looked back. Many times. It didn't happen right away. But it just never quite felt right. Even though I was still afraid that maybe I was wrong, maybe Jehovah really is going to destroy us in Armageddon, those of us who have left and, disowned the faith. It just never felt quite right. I kept thinking it was still the truth for a long time, but I just couldn't bring myself to go back. It was enough stuff that I came across that made me say that, maybe the leadership has gone astray. Maybe they just, are going to be judged when, how it says that judgment begins with the house of God. So I was thinking, well, maybe that's what's going to happen. They're going to, Jesus is going to come back and judge them first before he starts judging anybody else. And so I was always able to make excuses for what was going on with the child abuse, with the UN, with other things, the doctrinal changes, the lies or whatever. But yeah, so I just pretty much stayed away because it just never felt right for me to go back. It just never felt right. But realizing that it wasn't the truth, that is very difficult. That was very difficult. And I know it is and it will be for many of you if you haven't already come to that realization once you finally do. Because this is all we heard. This is all we heard. The truth. The one true organization. God's one true only, organization. We have the truth. We live the truth. We are the truth. Right? So to find out that it wasn't is devastating. What do we do now? I mean, what is our life's purpose then? If that is not what it was, we thought that it had to do with, you know, proving, standing up for Jehovah's sovereignty, right? Answering the claims that Satan makes about humanity, being able to stand up and being able to stay faithful to the end, just like Job did, right? That's what we thought our life's purpose was, and we was very happy to be one of those that were obviously chosen to do that. It was a privilege, right? So even though I was gone, I still felt like that is the purpose, or that was the purpose of the witnesses. And I could, even though I couldn't come back for my own reasons, I still felt that like that was their what they were. And it was just crazy when I found out, and when I really allowed myself to do the research that I needed to do, when I really allowed myself to think critically about the things that I was discovering and what it actually meant. Okay, sorry you guys, I had to try to move around to see if I can get better lighting. It's crazy how this is a sunny day and it's just hard to get lighting, and sun be in my eyes, or else I have, shade. So anyway, I don't remember exactly where I left off, but I was just expressing the fact that you just don't know what your life is meant for anymore once you realize it's not the truth, because we thought we had this particular purpose. And for the longest time, we just thought the end was right around the corner. So some people that were, working for their entire lives were not saving for retirement, you know. Some of us, like myself, weren't doing the things that we wanted to do, the things that we love, the things that we said we were passionate about, because at the end of the day, life got in the way, and then you always made excuses, or at least I did. If I really didn't have this mentality that the end was right around the corner, then I probably would have put more effort towards the things that I wanted to do. I probably wouldn't have let certain things stop me. But in the back of my mind, I used to say, what does it matter anyway? The end is going to come. And so much time missed out on. So many opportunities, so many things that, you can't get back, you can't do again. You can't go back in time. And so that's what makes it so devastating, to find out that all of it was pretty much for nothing. You thought you were sacrificing your life for Jehovah to get this reward, to avoid being destroyed. And it all ends up being a big hoax, a big fat lie. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but that is the reality that many of us face. What do we do now? Now, for me, I can't say my journey is complete. Otherwise, I wouldn't be feeling the need to get on YouTube and talk about my story, because I do know that this is part of completing my story, getting it out to be able to get over these things. But what I can say is I definitely can attest to the fact that if you keep waking up every day, keep having the intent of seeking truth, keep having the mindset that you're not going to give up no matter what, you're not going to let this destroy you, you're not going to let bitterness consume you, it will get better. And even though sometimes the answers you come across, or the answers you finally come around to accepting, may be a lot less than we were used to, because we used to feel like we had all the answers, and that gave us a sense of comfort. So even though it may not be like that, I definitely can attest to the fact that it is all still worth it. And a lot of the things that I've questioned as far as my purpose, I'm starting to understand it better. I'm starting to know a little bit more about why I believe we're here on this journey at all. You see, because you could look at it as failed potential. You could look at it as, I could have done X, Y, Z, and because of this religion, I didn't do all of that. So, it's all a waste. But I really believe there is a higher and a bigger reason why this is all of our story. And you've heard me talk about this on several of my videos, that there is a spiritual awakening going on as we speak. And it is not just witnesses who are walking away from these religions. Many people are doing that, realizing that we have all collectively been lied to. Society has all collectively been dumbed down for various reasons that I'm not going to get into right now. Maybe perhaps one day, you guys, I might talk about some of my thoughts as far as what's going on in the world and, what religion's purpose actually was for humanity and all of that. But I'm just saying this to encourage you that it's going to be okay. And there is a reason why you are here. And it may not feel good right now. It may not feel like there's a purpose right now. But there is. There is. We are not just a collective sea of people of failed potential, and that's our story. No, it's something much bigger than that. It's something much bigger than that. And there is truth to be found outside of this organization. And that is the truth that will set you free. Not this truth that we thought we had. Okay? So it was devastating for me, again, to reiterate. I know it was devastating or is devastating to some of you. And it makes you mad, you want to get angry at it. How dare they, Some of them, I must say, are just as indoctrinated. Some of the governing body and all of that. But some of them know what's going on. Some of them are in on the on the game, So I understand your anger and your frustration and your pain. But just know that the light at the end of the tunnel is going to continue to get brighter. And truth cannot be suppressed forever. It's like a dam, It's like going through that dam. Eventually, as truth continues to hit up against it, representing the water, the sea of us as individuals who is calling for truth, demanding truth, speaking truth, right? That dam cannot withstand that. Everything will come to the light. So just another note real quick of something that just came to my mind. If you're worried about your family that's in there, I understand that because I have family there too. But just know, like I said, these things will come to the light. I don't know how. I don't know how soon. I don't know, the details. I'm not prophesying anything. I'm just saying there is no way for truth to be held back forever. And because we now know that this religion isn't true, we now know this whole Great Tribulation and Armageddon stuff is not gonna, most of us at least know that. It's not gonna happen like that. So something else is obviously gonna happen. And these things will wake our families up. These things will do that. So just stay hopeful. Just stay hopeful and continue on this journey with me as well as with others that you find on YouTube. There are so many great channels out there. So continue on this path. Don't do it alone. Talk about it. Talk about it. Don't hold it in. And we'll get through it together.